You're listening to Coach's Corner here on AM 1250 Radio. This is where we connect with the Steinbach Pistons coaching staff to give you an inside look on what's going on with your local team. And today we're joined here by the head coach of the Pistons, Paul Dyck. And Paul, how's it been going? The atmosphere must be pretty good after a big win last night.
It was. The guys had a lot of fun yesterday, and we've played a lot of hockey here in the last couple of weeks, so I know they're exhausted. But to cap the weekend, or a stretch where we played 4 games in 5 days with a win at home, it was a perfect ending.
Before we get to the weekend's games, before we talk more about what happened yesterday, maybe let's quickly swing back to last week. I know it was a busy week for you, and this past week was a really busy week for you with all the hockey games going on, trying to make transactions, trying to get guys out, trying to get guys in. We're going to talk a little bit about the trades you guys did. The first one, you guys traded away 20-year-old Drew Scurfield to the Saints for future considerations. Talk a little bit about this move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we kind of looked where we were at this point in the season, and, we have in the past moved 20-year-olds if we haven't been in a playoff position. And, Drew's been a player that's he's been a very good player for us. He's been great in the community. He's been an asset in our dressing room. And we just kind of felt like we would try to accommodate him on that. And we got to move him to Winnipeg, which is his home. For us, there's 2 months left of the season. Hopefully he can, finish his MJHL career on a high note with a little bit of a playoff run. And he's also going to play for a good friend or with a good friend in Addison Hirosian, who was with us for 2 years as well. So that was kind of our thinking behind that. And it's going to give some of our other guys a little more ice time as well.
And you guys also traded away Richard Olson. Richard Olson came over in the trade when Mark Owen and Cole Burnett went out to Dauphin. And Olson, future considerations to the Winnipeg Saints. Same team Scurfield got sent to for the list rights of 16-year-old forward Hayden, is it Godries, and 15-year-old forward Riley Welsh.
That's right. Yeah, it's Hayden Gadaris or Godaris.
Godaris, okay.
So, they're both very good prospects. 2 prospects that the Saints were, you always have to give something up if you're going to get something of value in return. And I know they were 2 players that they were reluctant to let go. So we're very pleased with to have them both. Riley's still a younger player. He's a 96th birthday, so he's still a couple years away from being in our lineup, most likely. And Hayden's a guy that's going to have a good chance at making our team here next year. He's playing with the Winnipeg Wild, where we have 3 other players, and Brett Lernout, Danny Chartrand, and Sean Higgins. And I like the kids that come from that program. They're, they come out of there. They're very professional. They've been in a winning environment and have developed that winning culture in their room. So it's a nice asset when they come into our room, and they know how to win. They're very committed kids, and to top it off, if you're playing on the Wild program, you're going to be a pretty good hockey player as well.
You also sent future considerations away. I know that this can mean a variety of different things, but was there anything specific in that one?
Not really. It was just something that affected the Scurfield deal a little. So, it was. Sometimes it's partially just paperwork.
And Brett Farger was shipped to the Portage Terriers for defenseman Gabe Minville. We'll talk a little bit about that one before we move on to the games this past weekend.
Yeah, we're excited here to have Gabe Minville in our lineup. He's a big defenseman, listed at 6'4", 227 pounds, so he will be the biggest guy on our team. And he hasn't played yet. He's just coming back from an injury, but he's been really nice to have around the room already. It seems like he's been here for a month. Real personable guy, and very well liked already in our dressing room. So I think that's something that I'm looking for in the future when we add players to, you don't always know a lot about them, but their character is a big thing. I think he's a team guy. He's a team first guy, and he's just what I've seen of him. He's a big solid defenseman, and so he'll be a good addition for us.
Looking back at the weekend, Friday, it was a special night for the Steinbach Pistons. The Gold Eyes were in town. Talk a bit about what they were doing here in Steinbach.
Yeah, they've struck a little bit of a partnership with 4 teams in our league, so it's that's always cool. I mean, they brought their mascot Goldie out, and actually did a little shootout with Brendan Eady, who was backing up that night, and one of their players was also here. So, they're a team that likes to get involved in the community, and not just in Winnipeg, but in rural Manitoba. So, and I think they did a little giveaway. I think they had some mini packs that they were giving away as well. So, hopefully we had a lucky fan that's a Gold Eyes fan, or if they weren't, they will be now.
Wasn't it just a little weird seeing Goldie walking out to center ice? Normally you see Goldie on the green grass over at Shaw Park when it's nice and warm outside.
Yeah, it's definitely a different environment than he's used to. So hopefully he had his thermal underwear on.
Yeah, he's probably liking it because that suit's probably pretty warm on those summery days.
That's true.
8-1 loss on Friday. It was the return of Mark Owen and former captain Cole Burnett. How much did that one sting for you on the team?
Well, it was a tough loss. I mean, they've got a lot of firepower on that team, and so we, they took an early lead on us, and we had a tough time rebounding, but we finished strong. So, I wasn't really looking at the score of that game going into the game in Portage, because we knew that'd be another tough